This video will go through the typical first few turns for a player in the game Supply Chain, the card game. Like each player, I have a main office, a business plan, and my hand. In my hand is the starter business, the grocery store, and 2 special offices. The requirements for my grocery store are dry goods, meat, and a small truck. Since none of the 6 listed cards supply any of these, I will gain these requirements as contracts. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to ignore my special offices for now. So on my first turn, my 2 actions will be to buy a meat contract and a small truck at $150 each. A player may not do the same action in their turn. However, since I am not purchasing from the same area, it is not the same action. 2 separate actions that take up my entire turn. On my second turn, my first action will be to buy a dry goods contract. I now have all the requirements in my hand. So for my second action, I will place my business and its requirements. How they are linked at this time is not important because I can always reorganize later if I need to. On my third turn, I have a decision to make. I'm out of cards, so my options are to buy another business or try to replace a contract with a supplier property. A third option would be to do the blind purchase, where you buy the card off the top of the deck for $50 less than its listed price. Let's take a look at the listed property cards. There is a restaurant business. It is one of the highest victory point totals of all cards, and one of its requirements is meat, which I already have down. There's also the mill and bread company, which supplies dry goods. Its one requirement is grain, so with this and a grain contract, I could replace my dry goods contract with them. Why would I want to do this, you ask? Properties have victory points, and contracts do not. So replacing your contracts with actual properties gains you the most points. Now I cannot buy the restaurant and the mill in the same turn, since they come from the same area. So the decision I'm going to make is this. I want that high victory point restaurant before anyone else takes it, so I will buy it now. And since I'm running low on money, I will use my second action to collect revenue. A revenue route starts at an office and ends at another office, or when it dead ends. The route must follow through links and cannot cross back over itself. My first route is very simple. $100 for the main office and $500 for the grocery store. So I collect $600 from the bank, and my third turn is over. On my fourth turn, I will buy the mill and a grain contract. I realize now that I've been saying the word grain instead of the word wheat, but they are the same thing. I put the mill and the wheat contract in my hand, and that ends my fourth turn. On my fifth turn, my first action will be a placement, or in this case, a replacement. The dry goods contract is replaced by the mill and grain contract. The dry goods contract does not go back into your hand and must go back onto the contract's deck. For my second action, I will buy a contract for one of the requirements of my restaurant. So these are some of the typical early turns in the game. Please note that the listed property cards did not rotate a quarter turn every round, as they would have had I been playing a real game.